colors on this.
If you're 16 or older, have 4 or more players, and have about an hour to spare, then you should play Cranium. It's a game with many parts, and learning to play is very easy. Winning is also a piece of cake with practice. I'm going to begin by explaining some of the components and the cards that go along with Cranium. You can have up to 4 teams, and you can have as many players as you want on each team. If we have enough people to play with 4 teams, we usually have about 2 or 3 on each team. There's a green team, a yellow team, a blue team, and a red team. Here's the dice that you use to play Cranium. It has each of the 4 colors and a purple on the die that you roll. There are 4 different categories of cards. The first is the data head. There are 3 different types of cards that you could draw with a data head category. The first is the polygraph, which will give you a statement and you will have to determine whether it's true or false. The second is a select a quest, which is a question that is given multiple choice answers that you will choose which one you think is correct. The third is a factoid, which is a question that oftentimes has a picture that will ask you a question. So this one, for example, says, "What planet is this?" It gives you a picture of the planet, and you have to know that it's Jupiter in order to get the question correct. The next category is the creative cat, and that's the blue category. And there are 3 different types in the blue category. There's the stencil sketch, which is drawing with your eyes closed, in which your partner must guess what you are trying to draw. There are sculpturades, in which you will use the clay to sculpt an object, and your partner must guess what object you are sculpting. There is a cloodle, in which you will draw pictures on a piece of paper, kind of like Pictionary, and your partner will guess what you're trying to draw. The third is the yellow, and there are 5 different parts to the yellow category. There's the lexicon, which gives you a definition that you're giving multiple choice answers to, and you'll have to choose the correct one. There's spellbound, in which you have to spell a word forwards out loud without writing it down. There's Zelpuz, which is words that are all jumbled up together that you will have to unscramble and rearrange the letters to figure out what it's trying to say. There's blank out, in which you will be given a word with letters missing, and you will have to fill in the blanks to figure out the correct word. And there's Nellips, in which you have to spell a word backwards out loud without writing it down. The last category is the green, which is the star performer, and there are 3 different categories in the green. There's the humdinger, in which you will be given a song, and one of the partners will hum or whistle, and the other will have to guess what song it is. There's cameo, which you will act out silent clues, and your partner will have to guess what you're acting. And there's the copycat, where you act like a famous person or character, and your partner will have to guess who you're acting as. This is the Cranium board. There's 4 different brains along the board, and there's one big brain in the middle. You start at the top brain, and you make your way around the board, eventually landing on the big brain at the end. So you'll start here with your little character, and you'll roll your die. If you get your question first right on the brain, then you get to take the fast track. If you don't, you have to take the slow track, but it's twice as long as the fast track, so you want to get your first question correct. Once you make your way to the 4 brains, you end up in the big brain in the middle. How you win the game is you have to get one of each of the 4 categories correct, a question from one of each of the 4, and then the opposing team will then pick another card for you to choose from that you have to also get correct. So once you get all 5 cards correct, then you have won the game. This game is a great way to have fun while using your brain at the same time. Its parts are fairly simple and it's easy to learn, and winning is extremely satisfying because this game can get very competitive.